Offer your life, offer your heart, offer your life, set apart. Offer your life, day by day. Living sacrifice, holy and true. This is the worship we bring to you. Every moment, every breath, let our lives reflect your grace. Through your mercy, we are new. Offer your life, offer your heart, let His mercy be your start. Offer your life, day by day. Love will lead the way. Offer your life, offer your heart. Through every step, through every year, grace keeps calling, drawing near. Through the valley, through the light, faith keeps walking in His sight. Heart surrender, soft and true. In the quiet, in the flame, every life calls His name. Holy worship, every day. Offer your life, offer your heart, let His mercy be your start. Offer your life, day by day. Offer your life, offer your heart, living sacrifice. Yeah.
All things work together. All things work together. All things work together for good, for those who love the Lord. Through every season, through every night, your unseen hand is guiding my life. Even the sorrow, even the pain, you turn the storm into your gain. All things work together for good in your name. Even the darkness will not remain. All things work together for those who believe. All things work together. When roads are broken, when hope feels far, your promise shines like a rising star. Yeah, every tomorrow you already see. All things work together for good in your name. All things work together forever the same. From Him, through Him, to Him are all things. From Him, through Him. Every star, every sea, every breath inside of me, all creation sings His name. All the glory's still the same. Through His wisdom, life began. From Him, through Him, to Him are all things. Forever glory, forever King. From Him, through Him, to Him are all things. Forever, amen. Through the ages, through the years, through our joy, through our tears, every story finds its place in the wonder of His grace. All the glory still
every heart in his hand. He is worthy of all praise. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever glory, forever King. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever. We have peace with God through the Lord Jesus Christ through the grace we now stand, through the mercy of his hand. Faith has opened heaven's door. Peace with God, peace within. Grace has washed every sin. Peace with God, peace so deep. Love that wakes while we sleep. Through the storm, through the night, faith keeps shining soft and bright. Peace with God, peace with God, peace with God, peace with God. If God is for us, who can stand against? If God is for us, who can stand? Through every battle, through every fear, your mighty presence still is here. No power rising, no voice of night can shake the promise of your life. If God is for us, who can stand? Nothing stronger than his hand. If God is for us, we will rise. Hope is shining through the skies. If God is for us. Every shadow falls away when your truth lights the way. Victory whispers soft but clear. If God is for us, who can stand? If God is for us, we will stand. The wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is life. The gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. Where darkness rules, light appears. Grace is quieted every fear through the mercy of his hand. Now in hope we stand. Through the Savior life begins. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is grace through Jesus Christ our Lord. Love fills this place. The gift of God is life. mercy came, calling softly by our name. Freedom rises like the dawn. Night is fading, hope is born. Grace is stronger than our past. Through the cross, through the light, death has lost all its might. Life is given freely now. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is grace through Jesus Christ our Lord. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is eternal life. The God of peace be with you all. The God of peace be with you. Through every moment, through every day, His quiet mercy leads the way. In every burden, in every sigh, His gentle presence still is nigh. Peace is falling like the rain. God of peace, stay with us in the storm, in the calm. God of peace, guide our hearts through the dark, through the dawn. God of peace. Through every question, through every fear, grace keeps whispering, He is near. Even in silence, hope remains. In the quiet, in the night, peace is stronger than our fight. God is near, God of peace, stay with us in the storm, in the calm. God of peace, God of peace. shall separate us from the love of Christ? Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Through every shadow, through every storm, trouble or sorrow, danger or sword, still we are held by the Lord. Through every trial, through every flame, your faithful promise remains the same. No fear rising can take your place. Nothing can break, nothing can tear the love of Christ always there. Nothing Nothing can shake, nothing can move. The love of Christ still prove. Nothing can break the love of Christ. Through the silence, through the storm, grace will keep our hearts warm. Through every valley, through the night, love keeps shining soft and bright. Mercy whispers, do not fear. Neither sorrow, neither pain, neither darkness nor the rain. Nothing stronger can be found. Nothing can break, nothing can tear. The love of Christ always there. Nothing can shake, nothing can move. The love of Christ. Nothing can break the love of Christ. God of hope, fill our hearts. God of hope, fill our lives. God of hope, let your peace overflow. With all joy, with all peace, through believing, grace increases, hope is rising, like the dawn shining softly, moving on. Through the Spirit, light will grow. God of hope, fill our hearts, let your peace overflow. God of hope, fill our hearts, let your light always show. God of hope, overflow. Through the Spirit, hope will grow like a river, soft and slow. Through the sorrow, through the years, grace will calm every fear. Joy is rising deep inside. When the night feels long and cold, hope reminds us you still hold every heart in your care. God of hope, fill our hearts, let your peace overflow. God of hope, fill our hearts. God of hope, overflow. God of hope, fill our lives. God of hope, fill our lives. Rejoicing in hope, standing in faith, rejoicing in hope every day. Patient in trouble, steady in prayer. When the road grows heavy, grace is there. Even in sorrow, even in pain, hope keeps singing through the rain. Rejoicing in hope, holding on. Faith keeps rising like the dawn. Rejoicing in hope, standing strong. Grace will lead us all along. Rejoicing in hope. keeps burning soft and bright. Prayer is rising calm and slow. When the night feels long and cold, hope reminds us we are held. Grace is near, closer still. Rejoicing in hope, holding on. Faith keeps rising like a dawn. Rejoicing in hope, standing strong. Rejoicing in hope. The kingdom of God is not in what we take. The kingdom of God is not in what we make. The kingdom of God. Not in bread, not in wine, not in riches we define, but in righteousness, peace, and joy. Heaven's gift no world can destroy. Spirit moving deep inside. The kingdom of God is righteousness. The kingdom of God is peace. The kingdom of God is joy in the spirit, flowing endlessly. The kingdom of God. Not in striving, not in pride, but in mercy we abide. Grace is growing like a flame, calling softly every name. Light is rising from within, where His Spirit freely moves. Hearts awaken, truth renewed. Love is stronger than the night. The kingdom of God is righteousness. The kingdom of God is peace. The kingdom of God is joy in the spirit, living endlessly. The kingdom of God. Be transformed, be transformed. Renew your mind, be transformed. Do not follow the ways of this world. Let your truth unfold. A quiet change, a living flame, a heart reborn. Be transformed, renew your mind. Let your mercy lead my life. Be transformed day by day. Guide my steps along your way. In every moment, your wisdom speaks. Through the humble, through the meek. Be transformed, renew your mind. Be transformed. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing can separate us. Neither death nor life, neither height nor depth. No power in heaven, no fear in breath. No shadow rising, no distant star can break the love that holds our hearts. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Through every valley, through every storm, nothing can separate us from the love of God.
can separate us. Nothing can separate us. Nothing can separate us from the love of God.
Offer your life, offer your heart, offer your life set apart. Offer your life day by day, living sacrifice. Holy and true, this is the worship we bring to you. Every moment, every breath, let our lives reflect your grace. Through your mercy we are new. Offer your life, offer your heart, let his mercy be your start. Offer your life day by day, love will lead the way. Offer your life, offer your heart. Through every step, through every year, grace keeps calling, drawing near. Through the valley, through the light, faith keeps walking in this sight. Heart surrender, soft and true. In the quiet, in the flame, every life calls his name. Holy worship, every day. Offer your life, offer your heart, let his mercy be your start. Offer your life day by day. Offer your life, offer your heart, living sacrifice. Yeah.
All things work together. All things work together. All things work together for good, for those who love the Lord. Through every season, through every night, your unseen hand is guiding my life. Even the sorrow, even the pain, you turn the storm into your gain. All things work together for good in your name. Even the darkness will not remain. All things work together for those who believe. All things work together. When roads are broken, when hope feels far, your promise shines like a rising star. Yeah, every tomorrow you already see. All things work together for good in your name. All things work together forever the same.
From him, through him, to him are all things. From him, through him. Every star, every sea, every breath inside of me, all creation sings his name. All the glory's still the same. Through his wisdom, life began. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever glory, forever King. our joy, through our tears. Every story finds its place in the wonder of His grace. All the glory still remains. Every nation, every land, every heart in His hand. He is worthy of all praise. From Him, through Him, to Him are all things. Forever glory, forever King. From Him, through Him, to Him are all things. Forever. Amen. We have peace with God through the Lord Jesus Christ our Lord. Through the grace we now stand, through the mercy of His hand. Faith has opened heaven's door. Peace with God, peace within. Grace has washed every sin. Peace with God, peace so deep. Love that wakes while we sleep. Through the storm, through the night, faith keeps shining soft and bright. Peace with God, peace with God, peace with God, peace with God. If God is for us, who can stand against? If God is for us, who can stand? Through every battle, through every fear, your mighty presence still is here. No power rising, no voice of night can shake the promise of your life. If God is for us, who can stand? Nothing stronger than His hand. If God is for us, we will rise. Hope is shining through the skies. If God is for us. Every shadow falls away when your truth lights the way. Victory whispers soft but clear. If God is for us, who can stand? If God is for us, we will stand. The wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is life. The gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. Where darkness rules, light appears. Grace has quieted every fear through the mercy of His hand. Now in hope we stand. Through the Savior, life begins. The gift of God is where chains once held, mercy came, calling softly by our name. Freedom rises like the dawn. Night is fading, hope is born. Grace is stronger than our past. Through the cross, through the light, death has lost all its might. Life is given freely now. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is grace through Jesus Christ our Lord. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is eternal life. The God of peace be with you all. The God of peace be with you through every moment, through every day. His quiet mercy leads the way in every burden, in every sigh. His gentle presence still is nigh. Peace is falling like the rain. God of peace, stay with us in the storm, in the calm. God of peace, guide our hearts through the dark, through the dawn. God of peace. Through every question, through every fear, grace keeps whispering, He is near. Even in silence, hope remains. In the quiet, in the night, peace is stronger than our fight. God is near, God of peace, stay with us in the storm, in the calm. God of peace, God of peace. God of peace, God of peace, stay with us in the storm, in the calm. God of peace, God of peace. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Through every shadow, through every storm, trouble or sorrow, danger or sword, still we are held by the Lord. Through every trial, through every flame, your faithful promise remains the same. No fear rising can take your place. Nothing can break, nothing can tear Nothing can shake, nothing can move. The love of Christ still prove. Nothing can break the love of Christ. Through the silence, through the storm, grace will keep our hearts warm. Through every valley, through the night, love keeps shining soft and bright. Mercy whispers, do not fear. Neither sorrow, neither pain, neither darkness nor the rain. Nothing stronger can be found. Nothing can break, nothing can tear. The love of Christ always there. Nothing can shake, nothing can move. The love of Christ. Nothing can break the love of Christ. God of hope, fill our hearts. God of hope, fill our lives. God of hope, let your peace overflow. With all joy, with all peace, through believing, grace increases, hope is rising, like the dawn shining softly, moving on. Through the Spirit, light will grow. God of hope, fill our hearts, let your peace overflow. God of hope, fill our hearts, let your light always show. God of hope, overflow. Through the Spirit, hope will grow like a river, soft and slow. Through the sorrow, through the years, grace will calm every fear. Joy is rising deep inside. When the night feels long and cold, hope reminds us you still hold every heart in your care. God of hope, fill our hearts, let your peace overflow. God of hope, fill our hearts. God of hope, overflow. God of hope, fill our lives. God of hope, fill our lives. Rejoicing in hope, standing in faith, rejoicing in hope every day. Patient in trouble, steady in prayer. When the road grows heavy, grace is there. Even in sorrow, even in pain, hope keeps singing through the rain. Rejoicing in hope, holding on. Faith keeps rising like the dawn. Rejoicing in hope, standing strong. Grace will lead us all along. Rejoicing in hope. through every valley, through every night. Hope keeps burning soft and bright. Prayer is rising calm and slow. When the night feels long and cold, hope reminds us we are held. Grace is near, closer still. Rejoicing in hope, holding on. Faith keeps rising like a dawn. Rejoicing in hope, standing strong. Kingdom of God is not in what we take. The kingdom of God is not in what we make. The kingdom of God. Not in bread, not in wine, not in riches we define, but in righteousness, peace, and joy. Heaven's gift no world can destroy. Spirit moving deep inside. The kingdom of God is righteousness. The kingdom of God is peace. The kingdom of God is joy in the spirit, flowing endlessly. The kingdom of God. Not in striving, not in pride, but in mercy we abide. Grace is growing like a flame, calling softly every name. Light is rising from within, where His Spirit freely moves. Hearts awaken, truth renewed. Love is stronger than the night. The kingdom of God is righteousness. The kingdom of God is peace. The kingdom of God is joy in the spirit, living endlessly. The kingdom of God. Be transformed. Be transformed. Renew your mind. Be transformed. Do not follow the ways of this world. Let your truth unfold. A quiet change, a living flame, a heart reborn. Be transformed, renew your mind. Let your mercy lead my life. Be transformed day by day. Guide my steps. In every moment, your wisdom speaks. Through the humble, through the meek. Be transformed, renew your mind. Be transformed. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing can separate us. Neither death nor life, neither height nor depth. No power in heaven, no fear in breath. No shadow rising, no distant star can break the love that holds our hearts. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Through every valley, through every storm, nothing can separate us from the love of God.
can separate us. Nothing can separate us. Nothing can separate us from the love of God.
Offer your life, offer your heart, offer your life set apart. Offer your life day by day, living sacrifice. Holy and true, this is the worship we bring to you. Every moment, every breath, let our lives reflect your grace. Through your mercy we are new. Offer your life, offer your heart, let his mercy be your start. Offer your life day by day, love will lead the way. Offer your life, offer your heart. Through every step, through every year, grace keeps calling, drawing near. Through the valley, through the light, faith keeps walking in this sight. Heart surrender, soft and true. In the quiet, in the flame, every life calls his name. Holy worship, every day. Offer your life, offer your heart, let his mercy be your start. Offer your life day by day. Offer your life, offer your heart, living sacrifice. Yeah.
All things work together. All things work together. All things work together for good, for those who love the Lord. Through every season, through every night, your unseen hand is guiding my life. Even the sorrow, even the pain, you turn the storm into your gain. All things work together for good in your name. Even the darkness will not remain. All things work together for those who believe. All things work together. When roads are broken, when hope feels far, your promise shines like a rising star. Yeah, every tomorrow you already see. All things work together for good in your name. All things work together forever the same.
every star, every sea, every breath inside of me. All creation sings his name, all the glory's still the same. Through his wisdom, life began. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever glory, forever King. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever, amen. Through the ages, through the years, through our joy, through our tears, every story finds its place in the wonder of his grace. All the glory still remains. Every nation, every land, every heart in his hand. He is worthy of all praise. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever glory, forever King. From him, through him, to him are all things. Forever, amen. We have peace with God through the Lord Jesus Christ, through the grace we now stand, through the mercy of his hand. Faith has opened heaven's door. Peace with God, peace within. Grace has washed every sin. Peace with God, peace so deep. Love that wakes while we sleep. Through the storm, through the night, faith keeps shining soft and bright. Peace with God, peace with God, peace with God, peace with God. If God is for us, who can stand against? If God is for us, who can stand? Through every battle, through every fear, your mighty presence still is here. No power rising, no voice of night can shake the promise of your life. If God is for us, who can stand? Nothing stronger than his hand. If God is for us, we will rise. Hope is shining through the skies. If God is for us,
Hello, I'm Bob Ross. I'd like to welcome you to the Joy of Painting. This is a 1-hour instructional tape designed to take you step by step through a beautiful painting project. On this tape, we will paint a picture which has never been seen on the Joy of Painting television series, and we'll have sufficient time to demonstrate in detail the various steps and procedures used to create individual effects. Think of this tape as a private lesson in my studio, and I've reserved this front row seat just for you. To start off, I suggest you get a tall glass of iced tea, sit back, and view the tape in its entirety before you begin painting. This way, you will have a preconceived idea in your mind of how the painting progresses and how individual effects are achieved. If any procedure is unclear to you, you may run the tape back and see it again to see exactly how a particular effect was made. Pay close attention to the painting today. I think you will find this painting fun as well as an excellent learning experience. I strongly suggest that you use this painting only as a guide and add your own ideas to it. We each see nature through different eyes, and your painting should reflect your visions, your personality. Devote some time to practice and become familiar with each piece of equipment, and very soon you too will experience the joy of painting. Before we get started, let's put a complete supply list on the screen, listing all the materials you need to paint this fantastic scene with me, and I'll be back in just a second.
Gift of God is life, the gift of God is grace through Jesus Christ. Our Lord, love fills this place. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is life. Where chains once held, mercy came, calling softly by our name. Freedom rises like the dawn, night is fading, hope is born. Grace is stronger than our past. Through the cross, through the light, death has lost all its might. Life is given freely now. The gift of God is life. The gift of God is grace through Jesus Christ. Our Lord, the gift of God is life.
Welcome back. Got all your materials out? Ready to do a fantastic painting with me? Good. Tell you what though, before we get started, let me take just a moment of your time and talk a little bit about the equipment that we're going to be using today. First of all, the main two brushes that we'll use. We have here a 2-inch and a 1-inch natural bristle brush. I know these may look like house painting brushes, but these are high-quality artist brushes designed specifically for this technique. Don't confuse these with synthetic brushes such as nylon, polyester, etc. It absolutely won't work. The painting knives that we'll be using, we'll use 2 different knives. We have a number 10 knife, which is the larger of the two, and a number 5 knife. It's basically the same knife, only smaller, and it allows you to get into smaller areas and do detail work. With these knives, you can create unbelievable effects. You can paint mountains and trees and roads and stones, rocks, houses. It's unreal what you can do with those son of a guns. We'll be using fan brush. This is a number 6 fan brush right here. Now, this is a bristle fan brush. It's quite firm, has a lot of spring to it. It's not a soft little delicate brush. It's quite stiff. With that, you can do such things as clouds, trees, waterfalls, a multitude of beautiful effects just using a fan brush. Also, in the way of brushes, we'll be using a number 2 script liner brush. Now, this is the brush that we use to do fine detail, and most important, this is the brush that we use to sign our completed painting. Some of the other things that we'll use: liquid white. Liquid white is a thin oil base coat. With this, we cover the canvas to make it wet, make it slick. It allows us to literally blend color right on the canvas rather than working ourselves to death on the palette. The paints that we use. The paints that we use are specifically designed for this technique of painting. They're much firmer and dry than normal paint. If you use a loose, slippery paint, you're gonna end up being a mud mixer and you're gonna be upset with me. Purchase a paint that's designed for this specific technique. It needs to be firm and dry. I can't say that enough. Other pieces of equipment that will make your job easier. The palette that you use. I like a plexiglass palette, and you need a palette that's big enough to give you sufficient work area when you're using big brushes. Because with a brush this big, you need a nice area to work in. If you've got a little teeny palette, you're gonna kill yourself trying to stay in this little area. Get you a nice big palette. It really will work fine. Plexiglass makes a good palette. Now, normally it's very clear. I've scuffed this one up so it doesn't shine on TV. But normally they're crystal clear. Okay? Also, another thing that will help you, because if you've watched the television series, you know I beat the brush against the leg of the easel, and paint thinner goes everywhere. Can ruin a happy marriage in a heartbeat. This is called a brush beater rack, and it's just a little wire rack that goes in the bottom of a waste paper basket. And you shake the brush inside of the basket, then you beat the devil out of it right on these little wire things here, right across this rack. And it contains all of your brush cleaning procedure inside of the bucket. It'll keep you from covering your whole room and getting everybody covered with paint thinner. I really think it's a good investment. It's a very cheap little thing. So I tell you what, let's take off and we'll get started here today. As we mentioned earlier, normally the first thing we always do is cover the entire canvas with a thin, even coat of the liquid white. So we'll just dip the old 2-inch brush right into the liquid white, about like so, and we can go right up here and begin covering the canvas. All we're looking for is just a nice, thin, even coat. Just really work it in. Just cover the canvas with it. Just cover the entire canvas. Probably the most common mistake made is applying too much of the liquid white. All you want is just enough to cover the entire canvas. If you think you may have a little too much liquid white, one of the easiest ways to make sure, clean and dry your brush, and then go back over the entire canvas with a clean, dry brush. That'll pick up any excess liquid white, and your canvas will be just right then. Just right. Okay. Just really scrub that off. There we go. Okay. Now one thing that'll help, I use a canvas that's very smooth. Some people like canvas that has a little more tooth to it, a little more nap to it. I like a smooth canvas. But I also use a canvas that has a gray primer. And that way you can tell exactly where your liquid white is. Now if you don't have a canvas that has a gray primer, it's just a white primer, a little trick that you can do is take a little bit of liquid black and just put a tiny little bit into your liquid white. It'll give it a gray cast. And then when you paint your white canvas, you can tell exactly where it's covered. Okay, long horizontal and vertical strokes, just to assure that you have a nice even coating of liquid white over the entire surface. And you're ready to go. And we wash our brush. Now we wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. And I really, really recommend you use odorless thinner. There's a screen down here in the bottom of this bucket. Scrub the bristles against the screen, the solid material settle to the bottom, and your paint thinner, it remains relatively clean. Shake off the excess, then and that's the fun part of this whole technique. Tell you what, let's make a happy little sky. And for that, I'm going to go right into a touch of phthalo blue. Just a little bit, just pull a little bit of the color out, and then tap the bristles firmly into the color. This will assure a nice, even distribution of paint all the way through the bristles. It does not take much color, just a little. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, just using little crisscross strokes, begin laying in a basic sky. And start at the top and work downward. That way, your brush will pick up the liquid white, and automatically, your color gets lighter toward the horizon. Let the canvas work, let the liquid white work, let your brush work. You just enjoy. You just enjoy. Because painting should make you happy. Should be a fun experience. And you can always add a little more color. Start with very little color. You can always go back and add a little more. That's very simple. The center of it, try to take it off though. You can do it, but it's very difficult. Okay, and that quickly we've laid in a happy little sky. It's that easy. Okay, now then, while we have this brush dirty, let's have a little touch of water in this painting. I love water, and it's always fun to do. So I'm going to go right back into my phthalo blue, reach right over here and grab a touch, just a touch of the phthalo green. Don't need much of that. It's very strong. Just a touch. Phthalo blue and phthalo green. And just tap it into the bristles again. Okay, now decide where you want the water to be and pull from the outside in. Start on the outside, pull in. Start on the bottom, work up. So it gets lighter and lighter toward the horizon. Now see, if you start here and go over, it leaves a very distinct line, which is hard to blend out. But you can if you happen to forget. But blend from the outside in. And leave a little area open right in here. Look like a little sheen of light coming across the water when we're done. Start at the bottom, work upward, let it get lighter and lighter toward the top. Lighter and lighter. Just like so. There we go. See how easy that is? That's all there is to it. And then I have several brushes going, and you'll find that saves you a lot of time and a lot of money and wasted paint if you have several brushes. If you have one for dark color and one for light. Otherwise, your good paint's going to end up down here in this washer bucket. Okay, clean brush, and I'm just going to blend right across here. Very lightly. I don't want to lose this light area, but I just want to bring it all together. Just like so. Okay. And that's ready. All fixed up. Now if you just have a tiny bit of paint on your brush, you can just wrap it like that, and it'll take that paint off. Okay, let's use the fan brush today. We'll build a happy little cloud. Let's go right into titanium white. I'm going to reach down here, be right back, get the loose little touch, a little bit more of the bright red. I want to put a little sunlight in these clouds. I want to make a happy little cloud today. Happy little cloud. Okay. Decide where your cloud lives. Maybe he lives right in here. Take the corner of the brush and just make tiny little circles. Tiny little circles, round and round and round. Don't stay in one place and keep working. You just stay in one place here and keep grinding the paint. You're going to end up with big cotton balls up in the sky. Now you can also do this just as well with a 1-inch brush or 2-inch brush. 2-inch brush makes fantastic clouds. Okay, now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, use the top corner of the brush, and you want to blend just the base of these clouds out. Not touching the top yet, just blend. See, very lightly, very, very lightly. Just like so. Barely, barely lifting. Okay, now we're going to fluff it. And this, we're going to do a big circular pattern. So grab it gently and fluff it upward. Just fluff it. And you're going to pull up little stringy things when you do it. Don't worry about them, because when you go across, they just go away. And that's easy. You have one beautiful little cloud. And maybe we'll put another happy little cloud in here. Maybe this other cloud, maybe he lives right over here. Same thing, tiny little circles. And just drop him in. Where do you think he should live? He lives right there. And in your world, you put a cloud where you want it. You don't necessarily need to put a cloud where I do. You put it where you think it. Do you think it lives somewhere else? Then that's where it already is. There we go. Lift it, gently, lift it. Very lightly, just go across it. Isn't that easy? You got another happy little cloud right there. Absolutely no problem. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off the fan brush. I just have some paper towels over here that I clean the brushes on. Okay. Wipe it off and we're in business. Let's build, maybe way back in here there's just a small little mountain that lives. So let's take a touch of Prussian blue, a little bit of midnight black. We're gonna get a little touch of alizarin crimson. So we got blue, black, alizarin crimson, maybe even a little Van Dyke brown. What the heck? What the heck? Just drop it in. Dark colors. Okay, pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Just really mash down hard. Then take your knife and cut across. See there? Get that little roll of paint. This knife has a straight edge on it. And by having a straight edge, it's very easy to load it. Let's go in up here. Okay. And then maybe our little mountain. Yeah, I gotta make a big decision here. Maybe he lives right here. Just floats right in the clouds. Push very firmly. Very firmly. We're trying to push this color right into the fabric. And you just decide where you want little bumps to live. See, there's one. Wherever you want them. Maybe this happy little thing lives right there. Scrape off all the excess paint. Just really get in there and scrape hard. You can't hurt this. Just scrape it off. The only thing we're worried about is this nice outside edge. In here, we could care less. Now then, with a 2-inch brush, I want to grab this. And because of the liquid white, the canvas is wet, you can pull this and move it. And just move it. Remember? You can see the entire mountain. It's always more distinct at the top than it is at the bottom. And by doing this, that will happen automatically. Just like so. So just let it sort of float off in the sky there. There we go. Because this is a very firm paint, you can blend right over it. Okay. And then maybe there's some snow on that little mountain. So we can take some titanium white and once again pull it out as flat as you can get it. Just really pull it out. Then go across, get that little roll of paint. See, there he is. Tiny little roll of paint. Let's go up here. Okay, now then, right along in here. Take the point of the knife, put it right up at the top of the mountain. No pressure. Just let it float. Just let it float right down the side of the mountain. No pressure. See, follow the angles in the mountain. Absolutely no pressure. Okay, maybe right here. Think where light would strike. Think where the sun would shine through here and create all these beautiful little effects. And if you're right-handed, it's normally easier for the light to come from the right side. Normally easier. See? Very delicate touch though. Very delicate. Very, very delicate. This is a time when the little knife would come in even better. So you can get back here with a little knife and get these little places. That little son of a gun just sneaks right in there. Either knife works very well. They both have the straight edges and they work very good. Take a little bit of blue and white. This is a little phthalo blue. Just a touch. Just a touch. Mix it up about like so. That's good. Cut across, and once again we have that small roll of paint right out on the edge of the knife, so you can see it's right on the end. There you go. Now then, decide which peaks farthest away. If this one's in the background, put a shadow behind this one first. Just a little tiny shadow. Then a shadow here. Let it come down. Distinctly through. See there? Distinctly through. No pressure at all. Think in your mind, the only thing touching the canvas is that little tiny roll of paint. And each little highlight needs a shadow. If it doesn't have a shadow, it won't come out and play with you. It'll just leave you. Just leave you stranded. Okay, now then. Sometimes it's fun to play some games. little misty area is the only thing that separates those. So cherish it. It's your good friend. Maybe this, shoot, look here. You can take this anywhere you want it to go. Anywhere you want it to go. But notice all the angles of highlight or light color are in the same basic direction. Same basic direction. Because light's only going to strike at a given angle coming through here. Sing. Pretend you're a sunbeam, just wandering around here and having fun. Okay, now we need a shadow back here. Everywhere there's a highlight, we have to have a shadow. Just a little shadow. Just a little happy shadow. It lives right back here. See how that pops right out? Here comes your friend. It's easy. Just a few little rules. Mountains are just geometric shapes. Highlights and shadows. And you can make some of the most fantastic mountains you've ever seen. What's great for practice, to give you experience, is just take a canvas and start at the top, paint mountains from top to bottom. And you'll learn more. Oh, it's a super way to practice. And by the time you're finished, you'll be good friends with a knife. Okay, tapping the base, following those angles again. Now, you want to save that one line right there. That's a distinct line that separates these two entities. Save that. Lift upward, very gently. Whisper light. You don't want to destroy, you just want to diffuse. Over here, follow these angles. Save this line. That's a distinct line that you need. Give it a little blend. And you've got one very effective, yet very easy little mountain, and I knew you could do it. Tell you what, let's have some little footy hills that live right in here. For that, let's mix up some color. Shoot, we had this mountain color. That was just some Prussian blue and some midnight black. We'll put some Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, just a little touch of sap green. Don't want too much sap green. I'm gonna reach over here and find some white. And let's see what we got here. You gotta put a little white with it to know what you have. It's very difficult to tell. A little more blue in there. Oh yeah. Just sort of play with the color till it gets like you want it. I'm looking for a color that's sort of a bluish gray, maybe with at least a little hint of green. It's too far away to have much green. Okay, and we can lift it up like so. Okay, let me clean the knife. And today, I'll tell you what, let's use a 1-inch brush, and I'll just go right into that and just pull it through, just to load a little paint on it. Like so, just like so. Okay, let's go up to the canvas, and you have to make a big decision here. Where's your little foothills live? Maybe, let's start right in here. Maybe just using the corner of the brush. Maybe they just come right down. There they come. Wherever you want. And just sort of pull it straight down. Turn it over, use the other corner. If one gets empty, you can turn it over. Just pull straight down. But very important here. See this little misty area right in here? You want to save that mist that's between the foothill and the mountain. If you kill that misty area, these foothills are going to look like they're right up against the mountain. You don't want that. Now then, time to wash the brush. I'll put off washing the brushes till I'm about to run out. Give them a good shake. And just beat the devil out of it. Now, I want to create mist at the base of this foothill. So here, all we're going to do, and pay attention here to the angles. This foothill is going to sort of be coming down this way. Just like so. There we go. See how soft that makes the base of that little sign I've got to look? Now give it gentle little upward lifts. Gentle, gentle, gentle. All right. Now then, maybe we'll put one coming down this way. Same color, only darker. Same color, only darker. So, as things get closer to you in the landscape, they should get darker in value. A little darker in value as they get closer. And you just mix these colors on your brush. Shoot, no big deal. A little green in there. Not much green, it's too far away, okay? Now maybe this one lives right along in here somewhere. There he goes. There he goes. See, this one's a little darker, so it'll stand out. Now sometimes you want to make something that looks like little individual trees. You just take a brush and turn it on the end, see? Pull down, and it makes a little more distinct things, depending on the effect that you want to achieve. Maybe this comes right on down. You just sort of have to make a big decision and decide where it lives. Look at there. It's that easy, though. And I'll show you something that's funny. Maybe you decided here, maybe there's a little separation, and this one comes right on down here. So you can sort of pull them apart and make more than one. That easy. And you just take them wherever you want them to go. And then a super way, though, just to make some happy little foothills that live back here in the distance. Maybe over here, this one comes up a little, I don't know, whatever you think. Whatever you think, you just put them in. Okay, now then, with our 2-inch brush, still paying attention to the lay of the land, we can sort of begin tapping this, just wherever you think it should go. There. Don't want to destroy this little line, though. We're going to keep that in. We'll go in between there, just tap with the corner of the brush to soften. Like so. Okay, and short little strokes, lift straight up. Even if this comes down the hill, lift it straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Always. If you lean it to the side and lift, it'll look like the little trees far away. Look like the wind's blowing 1,000 miles an hour and about to blow them away. There, straight up. There we go. And then very lightly. Just blend it. Now, okay, but isn't that one super way to make some happy little foothills? And they're that easy. That easy. Tell you what, let's do. Let me find, there it is. There it is. Can't find my brush, you know. When you get old, the mind's the second thing to go. Okay, we'll take some of that dark color. We'll use some black, some blue. I want this to be very, very dark. Black and blue, we'll get some little brown, little sap green. This should look black, it should be so dark. Now pull this brush through the paint. And as you pull it through, wiggle it. See? Wiggle it. And then sharpen it. That'll bring the brush to a super sharp chisel edge. Super sharp edge. There you can see it's very sharp. And the only reason it's sharp is because you have so much paint in there, it's literally just stuck the bristles together. Okay, now then, maybe back in here, way back in the distance, there's some little evergreens that live. Now the only way to make these show is to save this little misty area. So touch it with just that nice chisel edge. See here? Don't kill that little misty area that's in between. And every so often, reload your brush to bring it back to a nice sharp edge. And you can begin dropping in all kinds of just happy little distant trees. We're not looking for distinct shape yet. They're too far away still. Too far away. When they get closer, then we'll worry about individual shapes. Right now, all we're trying to do, there, just sort of tap. Isn't that fun? It's a super little way to make a lot of trees. Now, if you get them too far apart, let's just do something here. See, if you put them like this, they're very rapidly going to look like telephone poles or a fence post. If that happens, just put some more in there. Just means you don't have quite enough. Not quite enough. There we go. So reload your brush frequently. And maybe as they wander out here, they get a little bit bigger. And by making them bigger out here and smaller toward the center, it'll create the illusion of a little pond here. You'll see what I mean in just a second. But sort of let them get bigger toward the outside edges. And it makes a wonderful effect. A wonderful effect. It'll make you happy. And if you're interested in selling paintings, that's what'll sell them. Okay, now it doesn't matter if a little bit of that color comes down because we're going to have water, so this will just end up being just happy little reflections. There we go. But now, one of the things when you're painting, the more planes you have in a painting, the more depth, the more distance that you'll have. Your painting will look deeper. So come right up here a minute. Look up close. Let me show you. Look at all the planes that we have here. This one right here, where these dark trees. Then this one, another one. And then you have several different planes in the mountain. Now, if you can zoom back a little bit and take a look, see, when you look at all these planes independently, look at the, right there, look at the depth that's in that already. And it's caused only because of all of these various planes in your painting. And that's what'll make a happy bug. Now then, let's create some reflections right here. Let's take a 2-inch brush, decide where you want reflections to be, grab, and pull straight down. Because these trees are short, just have short reflections here as you work outward, and get a little longer. Trees are a little taller, reflections a little longer. See that? Go out the other way, just pull straight down, straight down, straight down. Isn't that a super easy, nice way to make fantastic reflections? And you can do it. You can do it. And very lightly, come straight across. And instant reflection. I'll show you another little trick. This is fun. Maybe you want to create another plane in here. You can do that simply by just taking a little, doesn't matter as long as it's a light color. Or just whatever happens to be on the palette. Now watch right in here. Maybe you want to show another little plane. Touch here with a fan brush and lift upward. It'll make it look like little tree trunks far away. But it also begins creating the illusion of another plane in the painting. See it? Looks like a little bank back here. And it also looks like little tree trunks. hundreds of little tree trunks. Isn't it sneaky? And the more of these you put in, the better it'll look, the more planes that you have in your painting. Now, if you get one here that you don't like or it's too bright, all you have to do is work it in, and all that dark color back there will eat it up. Let's build a little waterline. For that, we'll take a touch of a liquid white, put it on a palette. Just pull it out, and then lightly cut across. That's all there is to it. So there's a little bit of paint right up on the top here. Okay, now go up here, use a firm pressure, and all we're going to do is just cut in a waterline. Use a firm, keep these lines basically straight. Basically straight. See there? Just cut in a happy little waterline. Wherever you think they should be. Wherever they should be. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Isn't it super? You can do it. You can do it. See now a few little ripples here and there in the water. They too need to be straight. If they're not straight, the water will look like it's going to run right out of your painting. Cause you a lot of problems. Okay. Tell you what, let's do. Let's begin putting some foreground in here. Let's take a big bunch of the Prussian blue, black, brown, oh, I don't know, crimson, sap green, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, shoot, just drop it in there. Dark colors. Dark colors. Look at that. Might as well mix up a big wad of paint. Okay, let me clean off the knife. Today, tell you what, let's do. Let's use, we'll just use an old 2-inch brush. You could do this with a fan brush, 1-inch brush, it doesn't matter. I'll use a 2-inch today. Pull it through the paint, wiggling it. See? Wiggle it. Other side, pull it through, and wiggle it. You need a lot of paint in the bristles, just like with a 1-inch brush, to bring it to a nice sharp chisel edge. Wiggle it, that loads of brushes. The bristles, loads of bristles. And by wiggling it and pulling it, it pulls the paint toward the end of the bristles and sharpen it, just like you would a knife. Okay? Look at how sharp that is. Boy, that son of a gun, you could shave with it. Look at that. Super sharp. Now then, let's decide. Maybe there's a happy tree, evergreen tree. He lives right there. Start with just touching the canvas. Use just the corner of the brush, just the corner, and begin pushing, making the bristles bend slightly downward. See there? Look at that. Isn't that a nice little tree? And he lives right here in this brush. All you have to do is sort of push him out. Each time you start a new evergreen, reload the brush to a nice sharp chisel edge. Go through the same procedure. Let's have another one. Maybe he lives right there. Just make a decision and drop him in. Wherever you want. There he goes. There he goes. One of the questions I get asked quite frequently, what if I do a tree and decide I don't like him? Or maybe I'll make him taller. Watch here, watch here. Let's say, I hate to mess up this tree, but I want to show you this. It's a good tree. Maybe you want to make this tree taller. All you have to do is touch and come right back over the top of it. See here? And you just paint a bigger tree right over the top. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. And you have a brand new, beautiful tree. That easy. Tell you what, let's do. Let's have a tree on the other side too. Bring the brush back to a chisel edge. Nice and sharp, okay? And maybe this tree, this old tree, maybe he goes almost all the way to the top of the canvas. Same way. This will give you some practice using a big brush, making some beautiful little evergreens. This might be my favorite brush to do this with. It's so much fun. So often we avoid this brush because it's big, but it'll do some of the most beautiful little delicate things. See? Just, you're pushing it downward with the corner of the brush, just the corner. Just the corner. As you work down the tree, you push harder and harder, so you're actually using more of the brush. But just the corner and push down. See, down. I'm exaggerating this, so you can see down. Like that. Okay? Now then, maybe we'll have some leaf trees in there. So pull the brush in one direction through the paint. One direction. Load it full of color. One direction. This is the same old dark color. Really pull it. Pull it. By pulling it in one direction, it'll generate a round corner. See, you pull it, and then that corner is round. When we touch the canvas, we want that rounded corner toward the top. Let's go right up here. Maybe right here lives a nice tree. Nice tree lives there. Just push, bend the bristles upward. That rounded corner is toward the top. Just push and bend it upward. Okay, you have to make some decisions now. Where does this live? Let's say it comes right out here. Right out here, like so. Whatever. This is your world. You make the big decision, throw it in. That was so much fun. Let's go over here. Maybe on this side. Maybe the tree lives right in here. See, we don't have to separate these yet. We separate them with highlights. Right now, all we need are just basic shapes. See, just push, bend that brush up. And when you do it, don't let the brush slide like that. See the difference? You get those, makes good swamp grass. We're not after that right now. Just push. There we are. And you just, wherever you want them. You can begin filling all that in. See? Good place to practice bushes and stuff right in here. Excellent, excellent place to practice. And we've got all that color blocked in. That easy. Maybe nice individual bush lives right there. Okay. Now then, let's make a few tree trunks here and there. And to do that, we'll take it out very flat. Don't overmix. Leave it marble like that. Cut across. Get that little roll of paint. All those various colors will be in that little roll out here. It's all there. See there? Okay. Now then, we'll go right up in here. Just touch. Allow the canvas to pull off what it wants. Give it just a least little pull to the side. And you can put in just a happy little tree trunk wherever you want. That easy. Maybe in this big tree over here. Here's a little trunk. And you don't have to show the entire trunk because the leaves are going to cover up places. You won't see all of it. Okay, maybe in this old tree here, there's a trunk lives. Wherever you want. Wherever you want. Another thing, just take a clean knife and scratch through the paint. See, it makes it look like all kinds of little delicate sticks and twigs, and people will think you worked for weeks doing this with a little one-haired brush. See, if you want them to be wider, stronger, turn the knife, and they'll get thicker. And you can put limbs on trees or whatever you want, just doing this. Most of these will be covered up, as I say. I'll put a few on the other side over here. Just here and there. Okay. Now then, over here let's have some reflections. So take the big brush, decide where you want reflections and land to meet. Grab and just pull it straight down. Straight down. The liquid white is still wet. It stays wet for several days on a good canvas. And the paint will move. And you can turn what was land right into reflections. That easy. Then go lightly across. Okay. Let me grab an old 1-inch brush here. Now then, let's begin putting some highlights on all these things. I'm going to go right into a touch of the liquid white into yellow. CAD yellow. I'm going to reach up here, be right back, get a little sap green. Maybe add a little black, dull it down some. There. You could just use black and yellow. It makes a beautiful green. I'm looking for a dark green color here. Dark green color. Bring it brush back to a nice, sharp edge. See there? It's very sharp. Okay. Now then, I want to highlight these big evergreens using just the corner of the brush. Just sneak in here and put all kinds of little highlights. Don't kill all your dark areas though. Evergreens are usually quite dark, so try not to kill all those dark areas. They're important, especially in evergreens. Okay, a little bit out here on this one. Don't want it left out. That easy. That easy. Okay, let's go over here to this other evergreen. While we're in the evergreen business, shoot, might as well get them all. See there? Just basically using just the corner of the brush though, and not a great deal of pressure. If your paint won't come off your brush, add the least little touch of paint thinner. That'll loosen the paint up and allow it to come off easier. Thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Okay? And then we'll wash that brush off real quick. Give them a good shake, and off we go. Now we can begin working on these leaf trees. Back into the liquid white. And let's go right through some yellow and just a touch of green. I want this to be a nice shiny green. Now in your world, you make it whatever color you want, okay? Just want to show you how to create the effects. Pull that brush in one direction and get it full of paint. There's a lot of paint in there. The secret to this is to have a lot of paint, so you just have to barely touch the canvas. If you have to hit the canvas firmly or hard, then it's going to smudge. We pull it in one direction, it rounds one corner. Look right up here. You can see how it's round on that corner. With that rounded corner to the top, go slightly above the dark, give it the least little touch, and just push slightly upward. You're just barely bending the bristles. It's a delicate little touch, no pressure. And then working layers, working downward. See there? There we go. Down. Just decide where your tree lives and paint him in. That's all you have to do. got limbs that are projecting towards you. They're not just all going out the sides. And don't just hit it random. Look at it. Get a feel for it. One of the best things you can do is take some time and go out in your yard or go out in the woods and study trees. Make friends with a tree. Talk to him. Then you'll get to understand him. Look at what makes a tree look round. What gives it personality. I'm going to get a touch of paint thinner on my brush just to thin the paint a little bit. Okay? Maybe right in here now. It's a happy little bush it lives. Right there. Very little pressure. Very, very little pressure. Kind of pretty little setting again. Add a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, here and there, a little touch of bright red. Just sort of mix color on the brush. Shoot for maybe back here. Ooh, there's a nice one. There's a nice one. You're able to really see him. Little fireball. Nice little bright one, happy one. Maybe there's one that lives in front of him. Pushes him back. Do the bush that in your mind is the farthest away. Do him first. Okay, now you can use the side of the brush and just push upward. See, make all kinds of happy little grassy areas. Look at that. In a super, super way. Create all kinds of little bushes. Work in layers here though. And notice there's a dark area. See the little dark area between each layer? That's the only thing that separates your bushes. Don't kill it. It's your good friend. Keep the camera right here. Let me show you. You can take the knife and come right back in here. And in these dark areas, scratch in little sticks. Just in the dark areas though. And it'll help create depth in your painting. Can you see those? See? And it gives little sticks and twigs. It holds all these little bushes up. Looks like a lot of detail. And you haven't worked very hard. You hadn't hardly worked at all. But don't tell nobody that. That's our secret. Okay? See? Painting's fun. It should always make you happy. Put a little more color on the brush. And maybe, let's do this one. Right back here. There's a happy little bush. He lives right there. Got a little arm. It comes out through there. Make up little stories. Talk to your canvas. Shoot, people expect us painters to be half crazy. It's all right. You can get away with it. Okay. Indian yellow ochre. Let's put some bright red in there too. What the heck? Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you're doing this at home, you use the colors that make you happy. I want to use colors here that are bright enough that you can see them and you can distinguish how they're made. There we go. Because very soon, how to paint will become easy. What's going to be hard is what to paint. That becomes the challenge. One thing that'll help you there, we have all kinds of instructional books. And there's a book for each television series, and each book contains 13 paintings with detailed instructions and just hundreds and hundreds of how-to pictures. It'll give you a lot of ideas of things to paint. And with what you've learned here, you shouldn't have any trouble at all. Any trouble at all. Or if you'd like, we have instructors that travel all over the country. We have certified instructors that I personally have taught and trained that we guarantee. And these instructors travel all over the country, teaching hundreds and hundreds of people the joy of painting. If you'd like to have an instructor in your area, let us know. Or let your local art shop know. Okay. There. Maybe. Yep, there's one. But do one bush at a time. One bush at a time. Just one at a time. Here's one. See that little rascal? You're looking for that little lacy effect. Should you get a bush that you don't like, just take your knife, scrape it right off. Just do a bushectomy. Scrape that little rascal off, put your dark color back in, and you can do it right over the top. No problem. No problem at all. Because if you're not happy with something, then you ought to change it. There we go. See that little bush lives right there? And maybe, ooh, there's a bright little rascal. Isn't it pretty? That really stands up nice. Tell you what, before we get too far along, let me see. We'll use a little small knife. It's fun for getting in here. Maybe you want to have, maybe back in here it lives. Maybe there's a big rock, a big stone. There he is. Just use some Van Dyke brown, a little dark sienna on it. See, paint a big old happy rock, and then we can take some, we can take some brown and some white, whatever color rock you want. Okay, still using small knife. Just reach up in here, just like you were doing a little mountain. Just let this bounce along, and put some highlight on that rock. Ain't it pretty rock? See there? And he lives out here amongst all these bushes and trees. And rocks are just baby mountains with proper care and nutrition. Shoot, he'll grow up and be a big mountain too. Shoot. Tell you what, all we got brown going here. Maybe over on this side, let's put in a little bit of land. We don't want all these bushes to fall off in the water. We'll give him something for his little foots to stand on here. Van Dyke brown. just like so. And we can use some brown. Shoot, a little touch of blue even in there. Graze it. Okay, brown, white, touch of blue. Just let that sort of bounce along. Makes it nice. It looks like dirt and rock, stones. Okay, if you want to make it shine a little more, you can take a little lighter color and just barely graze here and there. Just barely. That'll make it jump right out at you. Now then, with a 1-inch brush, see, this is a very straight edge here. You can take and just pop in a little bush. Look at there. See? And that sort of pushes that back. Just here and there. Just a happy little bush wherever you think they should live. Okay. Back into our color. And let's put in a little bush or two right around here. Right around. See? Right around the rock. One thing I'd like to mention, if you've enjoyed painting along with me on this instructional videotape, we have numerous other tapes by myself and a lot of other fantastic painters in just about every medium you can think of. If you'd like a free color brochure showing a lot of the tapes that we have, drop me a line. We'll be glad to send you one. Give you an idea of some of the beautiful, beautiful projects you can do in the comfort of your home with videotape. Okay, I'm going to take just a clean knife, and I'm going to open here, and here and there, I'm going to just scratch in just some sticks and some twigs, wherever you think they should live. Wherever you want them. Okay, a little bit of liquid white. And we can go under this area here of dirt and land and just cut in a water line, same way as we did in the back, keeping it basically straight, like so, So you can go anywhere you want to go here, but you want to keep these lines as straight as you can. There. Okay, maybe there's a happy little ripple lives out here. This too should be straight. Okay, tell you what, let me get the liner brush. I'm going to put paint thinner on it. Paint thinner. Let's go right up here in the brown. You want this to be as thin as ink. This is paint thinner, little Van Dyke brown. Turn that brush. Turn it. Brings it to a sharp, nice sharp point. See? Okay, let's go up here. Now, this is a thin paint. Maybe in here it lives a little stick or twig. Right there. Right here. And this paint is thin, it will flow. It will literally flow right off your brush. If your paint won't flow, then it's probably not thin enough. Add a little more paint thinner to it. Sometimes I use a thin oil. That'll work quite nicely too. See, you got an old stick, it lives there, and he's got a friend who lives over here. It's always old sticks in the woods. And it adds little details to your painting. Okay, while I have the liner brush, I'm gonna go right into paint thinner, and right into the bright red. And that will do the most important part of the painting. Then the paint, once again, till it's consistency of ink. Load the brush full. And let's go right down in here and sign our painting, just like so. And this thin paint will flow. See? There we go. And I hope you've enjoyed this painting. It's a lot of fun. It'll teach you how to use the equipment. And it's very, very rewarding. And I look forward to painting with you again on other instructional videos. And until then, from all of us here, happy painting, and God bless. half here.
Offer your
Probably,
love.
it's below half. I've covered with black gesso, and the top half is just left white. Now, I've covered the whole top half with liquid white. It's nice and wet and ready to go as usual. The bottom half, I've started up here with a alizarin crimson and phthalo blue mixture. It makes a lavender, graduated into a mixture of Prussian blue and a little bit of yellow ochre to give it sort of a greenish hue, and then graduated on into phthalo blue and phthalo green. So we have a lavender, a dark green, and then a brighter green. And this is going to be a happy little seascape. So let's take off your hands. I think you'll enjoy this one. I'm going to start off today with phthalo blue. Reach over here and grab some midnight black and mix them together. So I have blue and black. Blue, black and blue. Whichever way. There we go. That's the way I always look when I get home late. Black and blue. Alright, let's go right up in here. And let's just drop in some happy little sky areas. Just use a little crisscross strokes. I'm going to have some big clouds today. I think we'll do some fantastic big clouds. So I'm going to make the sky maybe a little bit darker than I usually do, just so that the clouds will stand out. Just drop in some basic shapes. I'm leaving some areas open here. And in those open areas, we'll come back and we'll put all the little clouds in, let them dance around and have fun. There. And maybe cut that on down. It doesn't matter. And if you get down here into this color, that's okay too. No big deal. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. Okay. There. I know. You're sitting at home saying, well, there's a weird looking cloud Bob's making today. Let me see if we can straighten it out. Okay, let me wash my old brush. We'll wash our brush with just a little paint thinner. Shake it off. Just beat the devil out of it. Now then, with a clean, dry brush, go back, and then we'll soften this. And sorry if you pull a little bit of this color into the light area. There we go. Just soften it and bring it together. Just bring it together. Our basic little cloud shape is still there. There. Okay, now then let's have some fun. There we go. Take out the brush strokes. Same old dirty brush. Don't even have to clean it this time. I'm going to go right into some bright red. Take it and go into midnight black. So I have bright red and midnight black. And just tap the brush into the color. Just tap it. Okay, let's go back up here. Now then we have to make some decisions. Where's our shadows living here? I'm going to have a shadow right here. Right against the water. So we'll just let that work right on up. Like so. Just a happy little shadow that lives in there. Big clouds today. So we put the shadows in first, and then we'll come back and we'll put some highlights on. Just sort of look around here and make a big decision. Where do you think the shadows will live in this cloud? There they are. Boy, that's a sound kind of a cloud. Just wherever. And it's not a big deal, because if you put a shadow here you don't like, then we'll just cover it up. We can fix anything. Wash the brush. Shake him off. This is the fun part. That's crazy. Now then, I get carried away with this brush cleaning. Now then, let's take a little bright red and go right into the titanium white. Just a littlest little amount of bright red. See, pull that brush through there. Load a lot of paint into it. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, let's go up to the top and just begin making all those fluffy little things on top of the cloud. Let that brush just dance around there and play in tiny little circles. Tiny little circles. We're making all those little fluffies that live in the clouds. Bring it right on down into the dark here. Right on down. Now if you pick up too much of the dark color, just stop and wash your brush. Nothing wrong with washing your brush. There we go. Now then let's put some light area right in there. Right in there. See there? Told you that would be easy. There comes a nice little fluffer. Clouds are free. They just float around the sky all day and have fun. They're one of the freest things in nature. There we are. There. Told you we was going to make a big cloud today. This is going to be a big cloud. Here he comes right on down.
We have peace, we have peace.
There. Oh, about ate up a whole canvas with clouds. That's all right. You learn how to make a cloud, then it's worth all the effort. Learn. Every time you practice, you learn more. Every painting you do, you learn a little bit more, and you know in your heart that the next one's going to be even better. Each one gets better. Now let's take a 2-inch brush, use just the top corner, and we're just going to mix up the bottom of this cloud. Just gently, gently, using tiny little circles, mix it right into that darker color. Don't touch the top of the clouds yet. We want them to stay strong and bright, shiny right now. If you begin picking up paint, just beat the brush and that'll remove the excess paint. sun, look out, the cloud. It's a big one. Big old happy cloud. There. There we go. Look at that. Right on down. Right on down. As I say, that just removes some of the excess paint. You don't have to go through the whole cleaning procedure. Now, we're gonna fluff this cloud. Grab it and pull it. Circles of big circular strokes. If you pull straight up, it's gonna look like it's raining up. That'll bother you if it's raining up. So try not to have it raining up. Pull it in big circles. Big circles. Look at that, see? Now we'll come to the next layer and lift it up. Like so. Just grab it and lift it upward. Lift it upward. I'm continually beating the paint out of this brush, so the brush remains dry and relatively free of color. Want just a clean, dry brush. Now if you get too much, once again, stop and wash your brush. There's not a thing in the world wrong with washing your brush. There we go. Now very lightly, just blend it all together. See there? Just make this as soft as you want it. Like so. Very lightly. Very, very lightly. 3 hairs and some air. And that quick, well, you got one heck of a sky. Now then, if you want to add little details in it, you can come back in here. And you can still go back and put little floaters that float around in there and still change the shape. Anything you want to do, you can do here. Blend it. See? Give it a little fluff, and then that cloud lays right out there in front of the rest of them. He went to the front of the class. Okay. All right, now we can wash our brush. We got a little sky. That easy. That easy. Take him off. There you go. Now go ahead and clean this 1-inch brush at the same time. Okay, we're gonna do a happy little seascape today. So maybe one of the easiest ways that I have found to do a little seascape is this is a number 6 filbert brush. I'm gonna put a little white on it. And I'm just gonna go up here. The thing that we're most concerned about is the one big major wave. I have so many letters saying I want to do the big crashing wave with a transparent eye. Okay, let's go right here. Now, decide where that big transparency is going to be. Maybe it comes right down like this, and the water comes wherever you want it, and then down, something like so. This is just to give you an idea, sort of a guide. You're really not committed. That's all you need, right about there. And that sort of gives us something to work by. Okay, let's take a fan brush. We'll start with just plain old titanium white. Let's go right back here in the background. This is just plain white. Now, remember this color already on the canvas, and it's wet. Don't let that color dry. Now we can go right back in here. Look at that. See here? Just make little strokes like that. And it mixes with the color that's on the canvas, and all these beautiful little effects will happen automatically. Automatically. I like to do seascapes on black canvas, because all your dark is already in there for you. Watch here. Here's something that's fun. We'll just take white. Maybe. Let's go right in here. We'll do this. Like it. Look at that. See? And I know you're saying, oh, Bob, you done it this time. You may be right. Let's do it again then. What the heck? There. Right on out like that. The only thing we're worried about is in this part right here. We don't care about that right there. We don't worry about that part. We're just worried about the black. Now watch. Let me wipe this brush off and get all the excess paint off of it. Now then. See which way this is going. That'll give you a guide. Now, very lightly. Very lightly. Just blend that color back. This gives you the little trough, as it's called. Trough, right in between these. See there? All of a sudden, it'll start making sense now. There we go. That easy. That easy. You can make just all kinds of little wave things happening. Let me clean the brush. I'm just drying it on a paper towel. Go back into my white. Now then, let's make some big decisions here. This comes, whoop, and then it comes like that. And we'll do exactly the same thing again. Just very gently bring it back. Very lightly. Just barely caressing the canvas. If you get too much paint, just wipe off the excess. See there? All right. You can do that. This is one of the nice, easiest ways I have ever found of making a happy little seascape. There we go. Okay. Now then, let's take and worry about this nice transparency here. So for that, I'm going to take white, titanium white, and the least little touch of the cadmium yellow. Just load this filbert brush full of paint, a lot of paint, okay? Now then, decide decide where your little transparency or the light part's going to be, and begin laying it in. Scrub it in. Get tough with it. Right along the top. And then gently, gently, gently just blends right on out to nothing. Then we need to, you can do this as many times as you want to achieve a desired effect or desired lightness. Clean your brush each time and reload it with paint, because you want this to be bright area right in here. And you can add more paint to it. And if you begin getting a buildup of paint, it begins getting too thick. I'll show you. Take your knife and just scratch it off. See, that value remains in there. You can wash it. Go back. See, and each time it's going to get a little brighter, a little shinier. You can do this as many times as you desire. And here you begin worrying about the shape of this major wave. There we go. Just like so. And I can wash the brush. Get it good and dry. Okay. Now then, with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, very lightly, I'm going to begin blending this little transparency here. And here I'm going to grab it and begin working on the basic shape of the wave. As it goes out, it's going to get flatter and flatter. See there how easy that is? Doesn't have to be hard. There we go. And that gives us some of our initial shapes. Okay, let's clean that old brush. Being dry. Let me find another fan brush here. Okay. Go right into titanium white. Right into it. There's a little blue in that color too, so it's not pure white. A little tiny bit of blue that was left over. Let's go up here. Now then, this wave's going to be crashing over. This comes over here and goes choo. Gotta make those little noises or it won't work. Okay, reload it. Reload it. Touch. Touch. See there how easy that is? If you pick up too much of the undercolor, you may have to wash your brush several times. But that's alright. That's alright. Okay, wash this brush. Now then, we'll go back and get our little filbert brush. Take some white, let's use some alizarin crimson, and a little bit of the phthalo blue. More crimson and more blue. I want it a little darker. Ooh, and we're getting there. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Dark lavender looking color. Load the bristles full of paint. Just really rub it in there. Okay, let's go up here. Now, maybe there's some nice foam splashing on here. We're putting in the shadow for the foam. Just scrub it in. Scrub it in. Scrub it in. Hard. But work on your basic shape here now. Maybe it splashes way up like that. Comes right around. This is the shadow. This is the shadow. This is where you put the dark part of your foam in. You know, clean your brush. You'll be an expert brush washer by the time this is over. Be sure the brush is dry, though. That's most important. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go back into white with an absolute least little touch of the cadmium yellow. Probably can't hardly even see any in there, but there's a little touch in there. Least little touch. Okay, let's put some highlight on this foam now. Sort of hold the brush to the side here and give it a little upward push so that when it hits at the top, then it makes all those little splashes. And as one side gets wore out, all the color used, turn it over. Got 2 sides on it. Wipe off the excess, and you go back in there and get you a little more. There we go. Just place it in there. Okay, wipe it between, at least wipe it between each application so you get that dark color on. Okay, when it starts getting dirty, give it a good wash. There we go. Pick up a little more white, a little touch of yellow in it. There we go. Now let's go right in here. Gotta make those little noises. There we go. We'll just let it come right up here and break the horizon. All kinds of happy little splashes, see? There we go. Little splash right there. Isn't that a super little way to make a happy seascape? Now, find out if you have a really delicate touch. Just the corner of the brush. Just the corner. And just gently, just sort of wind it up. Just little tiny little circles, barely touching. The brush is hardly moving. Just sort of blend it all together. See how soft and look at that water churning. There. You don't, as they say, you don't have to be crazy to do this, but it does help. Now then. That's fine. There we go. Let's get wild today. We'll go right back into the white. Right back in. Maybe right along in here. Maybe there's another little doer comes right out. Like that. And then we'll blend this one back. this begins making the shape of the large wave here. See there? It's picking up that color that's underneath, all the beautiful colors we had here. We're beginning to hit the phthalo green and phthalo blue mixture. Just begin coming together. This is where you create the shape of that wave. So angles are very important. Pay attention to them here. Very, very important. Of course now, any big nice seascape needs a stone for the waves to be crashing against. We got us a splash, so let's put a stone right here. I want to break the horizon with that so it comes right on up. Maybe this is a big tall stone. Got a bump out here and wherever. This is just straight Van Dyke brown. All you need is just a basic little rocks. Here. Whatever you think your rock should look like, that's what it'll look like. There we go. Now then, I'm going to take the fan brush and I'll take some paint thinner on the fan brush and go right in to straight bright red, but it's very thin. Very thin. This is bright red. Just thin with paint thinner. Very thin. Okay? Now then, let's just take this and go right over the edge of the rock. You can do this with a liner brush. You really put a lot of detail into it. I just don't have time here to set into it. One stroke at a time. But at home, if you want to really shape these rocks, take a liner brush and you can just make all kinds of beautiful little effects. Maybe there's another little, see there? See there? All kinds of happy little things. And just sort of blend them out. Just go on and on. Maybe there's a, see there? Just as many as you want. Or a few. Now we can take our brush that has the white on it. Just begin putting some little splashers down here at the bottom. Lift it up. Lift it up. Now we can begin working on all kinds of happy little things. Tell you what I see. Let me get the small knife. I see, right in here, another happy little stone. It lives right there. Right there. And he's got a friend. Well, tell you what, I got another idea. Got another idea. When you're painting these, you just look up here and you see all kinds of things happening. Let's put a little highlight on here. This is just a natural. This is a natural. Let me grab a little white. Maybe there's another little wave coming here and it's splashing up against the bottom of this and there's just foam churning, carrying on. See there? That easy. Working layers. Now maybe there's another happy stone right there. Here's a little smaller. And we'll just use it. You can put a little touch of highlight right there on him. Go back. Put in some foam around his foots. Rock needs some foam if it's churning over. Now I have sort of blue and white on here. We can begin creating all kinds of little foam patterns in here. Just like so. Follow the angles in your wave. It's most important. Maybe here's one spilling over, coming down. Leave some little holes in there. Just like so. All kinds of little things. Sometimes I like to use a fan brush because you can just do beautiful little effects with it. Like so. You make it look all like water. All kinds of little things going on. And you can really get carried away and spend a lot of time making beautiful, beautiful effects. Now then, let's take, I'm going to take a touch of paint thinner right into the brightest color, that yellow and white. And I want to highlight just these little edges here. Make it come right on down, see there? There we go. And back in here where the light's striking. Put all kinds of little details back here. This is what really makes your seascape stand out. All these little doers. See, let them wander back up through here. And you can just put hundreds of these in. Just hundreds of them, just wherever you think they ought to go. See, some in here. This is where you create the shape of the wave. Use a lot of paint thinner so the paint is very thin. Think where light would strike in here. See all the little details you can just drop in? That easy. That easy. You can do it. Did you ever think you could make such a seascape so easy? I like these black and white canvases. They open whole new worlds to you. You can do all kinds of beautiful little effects. There we go. All kinds of little things that are happening in the water. See there? And you can take the blue and white and put with a liner brush and put all kinds of little watery things dribbling down the side here. I think that'll give you a good idea of how to do a fantastic little seascape quite fast. So I'll take a little of the bright red. We'll sign this one right here. short name. Doesn't take but just a second. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you too enjoy painting along and doing a fantastic seascape. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Hi, welcome back. You know, we get a lot of letters requesting a very simple little seascape that could show a nice sunset type sky. So I thought today that's what we'd do. So let's start out and run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, let me show you what I've got done up here. The easiest way to do a sunset seascape that I've ever found is on a black canvas. So I've covered this entire canvas with black gesso and allowed it to dry completely. Then I've taken liquid clear, and I've put liquid clear over the entire canvas. And we've started here with a little alizarin crimson, and we've slowly started adding phthalo blue all the way up. And the same thing down here, which will be the water. And this is just a piece of masking tape, so we'll have a nice straight horizon. So we have alizarin crimson, and it blends up to phthalo blue, and the same going down. And that's really all there is to it. And I thought they would use the little small round brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the titanium white on it. Don't need a great deal. And you could do this with a fan brush or 2-inch brush, whatever. I like this little brush. Decide where your light source is going to be here. And we'll just begin bouncing in a little color. Just a little white. And it'll pick up those colors that are already on the canvas. And automatically, you don't even have to worry about it or think about it. This will begin happening. And just sort of think about little cloud shapes and formations and work upward here. There. So your brightest color is down here. And this is a fantastic little painting to do for friends or relatives. But don't tell them that you put color on the black canvas. And all they'll do is, they'll just see you add white paint to your brush and then touch the canvas. And it's like magic happens. We have instructors that travel all over the country doing demonstrations and stuff. And a lot of times this is the way they'll do demonstrations. And it's unbelievable what happens. And it excites people. So if you're ever doing a demonstration for friends, try that. I guarantee you that you will certainly get a positive response from it. There, you'll be the local hero for days. Okay, of course everybody will want the painting, and then you have to make the big decision which person gets the painting. There we go. But here, all we're doing is just thinking of some basic little shapes that we're looking for, and just doing little circles, just sort of winding it up. Just winding it up, just mixing it. This is our little mix master here. We just blend it and carry on. I'm gonna come back with a large brush in a minute and blend it even more. But this is just applying a little color to the canvas. There, let me wash the little brush here. Just wash it, shake it off. Beat the devil out of it too. Now this time I'm gonna add the least little touch of cad yellow, maybe even a little yellow ochre, right to my white. A little tiny bit of yellow ochre in there too. And I'm gonna go right back in here. This is gonna be my brightest area. And just work a little of that color out. Just a little, not much, not much. It's easy to overdo. Not much. Color shows up so much stronger on this black canvas than it does on a white canvas. It's almost unreal. Now then, a good dry 2-inch brush. Be sure it's dry. If it's wet and you touch this, you're going to be in agony city. We don't want that. Using just the corner of the brush and just sort of wind it up, making little tiny circles. Little tiny circles. There we go. There we go. Just keep it going. There. And the more you blend this, the softer it'll become. And you have to decide when it's blended to the degree that you want. There. And when it is, then you stop. And it's just exactly right. And you can use any color here. I just decided today to use the crimson and the phthalo blue. But you can use any color that your heart desires. Any color. And it makes some of the most gorgeous things you've ever seen. Try this, even if you've never done a sunset. This one will work so well for you. So well. And you don't want to blend all these little patterns and stuff out. You can just blend it till it's too smooth. I like some of those little rough things in there. It looks like little floater clouds that just sort of sneak around in there and just play. Little wind-blown things that are back in the sky. They just sort of make it nice. There we go. And the more you blend it, once again, the more it'll pick up that color. And the darker it'll become. The color it picks up, is the color that's already on the canvas. There. All right. It's good arm exercise, too. Very good arm exercise. Okay, and then very gently, we just start blending that. Something like so. There we are. Okay. Then you can go back, put a little more the color on your brush, and you can add in little tiny individual type things. Let's keep this one quite simple. I don't want to get too carried away here. But But this is also an excellent sky for just doing landscapes with. You don't have to do seascapes only with it. You can do anything with it. And you can't believe some of the paintings that people are doing. In fact, I tell you what, let me show you some of the paintings. I'm just going to drop in a little cloud here like this. But we get pictures from people all over the country, and you would not believe what they're painting. And a lot of these people have never had any lesson other than a television show. Can you believe that? They're some of the most gorgeous paintings you've ever seen. And a lot of these are by young people, too. They're not all older people like me. A lot of them are very young people that have basically had no art lessons other than television shows. As I say, just from watching the series, they're producing some of the most gorgeous paintings. And I'm so proud of everybody that's able to do this. There. Because this is just the first. If you accomplish this, my God, then you can accomplish anything. All you have to do is just believe you can. Just believe that you can. And success with painting leads to success with many things. There. That's why it's so fantastic to see people have success. Because it carries over into every part of your life. You learn that you can do anything. Absolutely can. All I'm doing is blending the entire sky now, just to sort of take out some of the little brush strokes and take a look. See, maybe if you want to sparkle one, you can just take a little paint on the corner of the brush. Maybe put a little sparkler up in there. But very tight little circular strokes. Very tight. But isn't that a very simple and easy way to make a striking sky? All right. And I think that's about all we need for a little sunset sky. Now you could go back and you could put in clouds, you can do all kinds of little things. Just sort of let your imagination take you where you want to go. But once you start doing this, don't just stop there. Keep going with it. All I want to show you is an idea to get you started and to get you fired up and turn you loose on the world. Because once you learn this, then you can do anything. Let's take our tape off. And that's just plain old ordinary masking tape. But now we have a very straight horizon. And I saved a little bit of that crimson with the liquid clear mixture. Just took a little liquid clear and put with some crimson so I could fill this in right here. Because naturally there was no liquid clear under there or no color. So we'll just fill that in, bring it right up to the horizon. That easy. Now we're ready to go. We can start playing. Have to beat the brush one more time. Let me just take a little fan brush, put a little white on it. And when I'm doing seascapes, I sort of like to lay out my major wave and have an idea where it goes, because everything else is secondary to that. So just use a fan brush or filbert, any old thing. Decide where your major wave is going to live. Maybe here, it's going to be here, and crash over. Like that. And then the waves back here will just sort of correspond with that, however you want it. So the eye, or the transparency, will be right in here, right in that area. Okay, maybe that'll help. See, there, it's going to crash over right there. And the rest of it's very easy. Once you determine where that wave is going to live. Now then, let's just take a little titanium one. I'm using the number 3 fan brush, but you could use whatever you have. And we'll start right back here into the lightest area. And just start making little wave things. I mean, exaggerate. I'm doing like that. And I'm really exaggerating. And that way, you get these little wave-looking characters way back in the back. And I'm going to take this light color and blend it back. Just blend it back. There we go. See, blend it, blend. But once again, we're making an angle stroke like that. Blend it back. There. See, that's all there is to it. But try to retain a dark area right along this line here. Right along there. And it'll all make sense here in just a second. I know sometimes it looks a little strange when you start a seascape like this. But of all the seascapes I've painted, this is probably the easiest, simplest method that I have found to paint a very effective seascape. And you can paint one that just has the little, the little tiny waves. But everybody does that. This will come out, you can make a very nice, real-looking seascape. Quite easy. See there? Already it should be beginning to give you the impression of water moving in there. All right, let me grab a little filbert here. We said the eye of the wave was going to be right there. So I'm going to take a little titanium white and put the least little bit of cad yellow into it. Not much cad yellow. Load the bristles full of color. Let's go up in here. If this is going to be the transparency or the eye, go right in here and start scrubbing some color in. Just scrub it hard. You want to push it right into the fabric. Right into the fabric. And then we'll work outward. Because a little light's going to play right along that wave there. There. So just sort of blend that in like that. And that'll give us an idea of where our transparency is going to be. I'm going to wash our old brush. Okay, we'll go back to our little... For some reason, I keep picking up the number 3 fan brush, and it works just as well. Maybe it works better, who knows? Whatever works for you. Let's make the top of the wave. There it comes. See it? Just crash over. Gotta make those little noises, or... Just think about water crashing right over there. There it comes, right over the top. Add a little touch of that cad yellow to it, just a little bit. Just so it separates it from the background a little better. Oh, that's nicer. That's nicer. Like that. See? And that's basically all we need. And let's see, let me grab another fan brush here. I have several of them going. Let's take a little of our phthalo blue, a little crimson, make a little lavender type color, maybe even a little black in there. There we go. Grab a little touch of the white. That'll make a nice shadow color. Nice shadow color for our foam here. We go back up in here. Decide where your foam is going to live. And we can just begin scrubbing in here, just using the corner of the fan brush. Or you can use a filbert. Filbert might even work a little better. Depends on what you like. Just try them both and see which one works the best for you. After a while, after you've painted for a little while in this technique, you become so comfortable with it, you can literally just about pick up any brush and do anything. There, I'm going back to my little filbert. We'll put a little more of that white with a touch of cad yellow into it. And maybe right in here, push it upward. And let's put a little foam splashing right on top of that shadow there. Just put it in, something like so. And wipe that off. Get some nice clean color on there. There. Bring it right on up. Something like that. Now then, I'm going to use a 1-inch brush. Take just the corner of it and very gently blend that till it's just as soft as silk. Just blend it very gently till it's just very, very soft in there. Now, good clean dry brush. And back to this transparency that we were working on. We have an idea where it's at. It's right in here. We have our white, but a little bit of cad yellow in it. And take the corner of the brush. I'm using a 2-inch, but you can use whatever. And just blend that. Tiny little circles. And you can blend this. You will not believe how smooth it'll become. Just blend it. There. Now we can begin thinking about the shape of our wave. There, grab that and begin pulling it a little bit. All right. Time to make some big decisions here. Find the liner brush. I'm going to go into a little, that white paint thinner. This is the white that had a little bit of yellow in it. And let's just put a little highlight right up here on top of this. Just a little highlight. There it comes. A little bit of splashing up here. There. And back in here. There we are. All right. All kinds of little foam patterns that are living back here. And at home, when you have a lot of time, you can just go in here and put all kinds of little details. They yell at me here if I go over 30 minutes, so we have to hurry a little. No sense of humor. Don't understand that. I'd like to have hour shows. Show you a lot more. There. Alright. But see how that makes that little bit back here just pop right out at you? That easy. Seascapes really don't have to be hard, and you don't just have to do the little simple looking ones that we see so often. There, maybe that comes down. This is where you begin forming all the little things that are happening in here. Now a little that darker color, and we'll put a line right under here. That line will separate it from the eye. And really makes it jump out. And back in here, a few little things so you can see through the wave, through the transparency. Let's get crazy. What the heck? What the heck? Maybe. I just had another idea. Let's have that crashing against something. I'm going to go into my Van Dyke brown, black, dark sienna, just mix them up on the brush. All three of the very dark colors here. Let's have a great big stone that lives out here in the water. Maybe this is off the coast of California, Oregon, or somewhere. So just take the fan brush, decide where you want this stone to live, and come right up in here. Touch, and let's just make a basic. Maybe this is one of them big, beautiful rocks that lives out in the water. Something like so. Just let it go. Wherever. And the old fan brush is good for forming rocks like this. Maybe it's got a little point out here. Who knows? Gotta have a place for the seagull to sit up there. Yeah, I know. I like seagulls too. What the heck? Like any kind of old bird or critter. They're all very special. There, maybe I'll put a little projection out here. Maybe, ooh, almost covered up all my little foamy. That's all right, we know it's back here. We know it's back here, no big deal. Put a little of that brown down in here too. Maybe we'll have a little beach down here. So we put a little brown, so we put white on there, and we'll have some sand. Yeah, I want to have that. I'm just gonna reach up here and grab a little white, a little dark sienna into it. But it's the same old dirty brush. And maybe there's a little highlight on top of this stone. I don't want much, because this is almost a silhouette. It would almost be a silhouette. If you have a sunset, there would not be a lot of color up here. And just by changing strokes, you can make this look rough and jagged. It can actually almost like you're forming a rock, just by changing some of the strokes. Make all kinds of little projections and stuff. See how easy that is to make a rough-looking old rock? It looks like seagulls have been living up there for a long time. Yeah, there we go. Maybe, shoot, who knows? Maybe there's another big old rock right here in the, sort of in front, and you can just form it. Just decide what shape it is and just begin forming the basic indication. Once again, don't let this get too bright on you. Don't do too distinct of a rock, because as dark as this is, this would basically be a silhouette. You would only make out a little tiny bit of detail, and it'll lose that illusion. There. Shoot. You know, a lot of the nice rocks and stuff that out around California and Oregon, sometimes maybe that seagull drops a seed up there. A little of that phthalo blue, brown, crimson. Maybe he drops a little seed up there from his lunch. Or maybe a little tree grew up there. Maybe a little scraggledy. Is that a word, scraggledy? Maybe a little scraggledy evergreen tried to grow right up here on the side of this rock. And there he comes. I want him to be pretty rough. And notice that most of the limbs here I'm putting on one side, because sometimes around that area the wind blows so hard that limbs only grow on one side of the tree. Yeah, it's true. Ugly little things sometimes, but they only have limbs and branches growing on one side. The wind just sort of wraps them all around, I guess. It's sort of strange looking when you first see it, but that really is the way they look. I was born and raised in Florida, so I'd never seen anything like Oregon and California. When I first went out there, I almost couldn't believe how funny some of the little trees look. But they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. There we go. Now then, let's put some water down there. I'm gonna take white. I'm gonna get a little touch of that phthalo blue. That's so pretty. A little touch of phthalo blue. Something, yeah, maybe about like that. I'll wipe the old knife off. Now I'm gonna pick up a small roll of paint right on the edge of the knife there. Little knife, got the little knife. And you have to make a big decision here. Maybe push very hard. Very hard. We'll have a little doer right there. Okay, just put it on with a knife. Something like so. Then let me wipe this fan brush off and get the excess paint off of it. Now, better wash it. You really need a clean fan brush. It's good and dry. You grab that. There, see? And sort of pull it to shape and form your waves. Just like so. There. Then a nice, easy way of making a little wave. And I'll show you something else here. Watch here. Sometimes you want reflections in your water. This water is very thin. It's almost on the beach. So just by pulling down like that, just pulling down and going across, put a little right there too. Go across. It'll create that shine like you get when water's reflecting. Now then, let's take our small knife, a little bit more of that blue and white, come right up under that rock. And maybe there's another happy little ripple right there. But push very hard with this knife, very hard. Make it bend. Make it bend. And then, back to our little fan brush, grab this, and it needs to be straight, because this is very flat here. See, and just pull those back. Isn't that the easiest way you ever seen of making that? There. See, so all you gotta do is just pull it back. Shoot, who knows? Tell you what, one more for practice. One more for practice. Here's one right here. Really, really push hard though. So you get that little ridge of paint there. I guess that's what you'd call it, a little ridge. Maybe there's some little doers that come out in here. This is really getting shallow in here. Really getting shallow. Grab it, once again, and pull it back. That's just one of the nicest little ways of making that. Now, back to our little liner brush. A little that blue and white with paint thinner on it. Make it very thin. And we can come in here and just begin adding all kinds of little details. And the more of these that you put in, the better your painting will look. Just drop some of these little doers in, right around our rocks here. See there? That easy though, you can make all kinds of little things. We could take and just put a little rock here and there. Use a filbert brush, dark on one side, a little bit of light on the other. And just, see there, pop in a little rock or two. Something like that. Take our liner brush with that thin blue and just clean up the edges. And that easy. You got some little rocks laying up here on the beach. Alright, as I say, this is one of the nicest, easiest, simplest little seascapes that you've ever tried. You'll like it. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend.
Hey, glad you could join me today. You ready to do a fantastic painting? Well, let's get started. Okay, let's have them run all the colors across the screens you need to do this painting. They'll come across as usual in the same order that I have them on the palette. While they're doing that, let's go up here and talk a second. I've done something a little different today. I have my standard old 18 by 24 inch canvas up here, but I've covered the top with liquid white and the bottom with liquid clear. Now that's just a clear medium. It's just like the liquid white on is clear. I'm going to do a little seascape today, and I want my dark color to stay dark, so we put the clear in here. So let's get started. I'm going to take off with a little bit of Prussian blue. A little Prussian blue. Into that, the tiniest little bit of
Hello. So I'm gonna stop here for now. I didn't expect to stream so long, but you know, I could talk for like 2 hours and then I was like, "Bah." But hi Lazriel. Once again, thank you for all the support. Thank you for almost 2 years of support. So thank you so much. That's crazy. And thank you for the Bezos bucks. You only have one Prime sub and you gave it to me, so I appreciate it. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop here for tonight. I got a lot done, which is nice. And I didn't think I would stream this long, but I'm glad I did. So I'm happy about that. And I hope to do more on mic on streams in the future. But sometimes it's noisy and then I have to wait until it gets less noisy. By that time, if I'm doing art, I'm already focusing, so it's hard to like just switch it on at that point. Anyway, thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me as long as you have. And I may see you tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow and I don't have any plans. So I could continue to work on this tomorrow and see where we are energy wise, and if we can play a game and talk, that'll be great too. But I don't want to push myself too hard since this was my comeback stream, essentially. And I'm like, LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. No. Anyway, I'm gonna see. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid. Let's see. I'm just rambling right now, so let me get my thoughts together. But I do really love you. But I want you to remember Jesus loves you so much more. So thank you for hanging out, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Hopefully we can do another stream tomorrow since I've been away for so long. I don't know if it was 2 weeks. I know it was at least a week. But yeah. So let's see. Let's do our raid message before I forget. We have a Discord if you want a cozy place to hang out. And I have a throne, but it's not a big deal. I only have it because it's there, so don't worry about it if you can't. And what else? I think that's it. Tomorrow it should be around the same time because I think I started at like what? Well, almost 5. It was like 20 minutes to 5. I think I started today, so it should be around that time. And it probably won't have the mic. I mean, not the mic. It probably won't have the camera on. Or you won't see my face. I'm not sure. We'll see. Because I'm not used to the camera being on me, but I'm trying to get used to it. So, alright. Let's find someone to raid. Copy the raid message if you please. I would appreciate it. And let's see. Ooh. Fast food simulator. Let's do Carmi. Hopefully she will accept this raid. But let's do Carmi, and she's an artist. She's really good, and I think you'll like being with her. So okay. Have a good night, y'all, and be blessed. I love you. Bye. Stick around for the raid.